Councilmember Caracellis.
Present.
City Attorney Eric Bell.
Present.
City Manager Tanya Williams.
Present.
So, all present. At this time, we'll call on the city attorney to lead us into closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. You have four principal items on your closed session agenda for this evening. The first is a conference with legal counsel with regard to one item of existing litigation, that is the Shepherd versus City of Rialto case. The second item is a conference with legal counsel with regard to a decision on whether to initiate litigation. There's one matter to be discussed there. Conference with your labor negotiator with regard to the bargaining groups that are listed. And then finally, you have a conference with legal counsel with regard to anticipated litigation. These are generally all workers' comp claims to be resolved. That's it for this evening.
Okay, any questions? Anyone in the audience? Hearing none. Do I hear a motion to close?
Second.
Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Carla Perez. All those in favor closing the closed session, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none. Motion passes.
Attention, Rialto families. Never Stop Grinding Impact is excited to announce the launch of our brand new IET boxing program happening right here in the city of Rialto. This powerful program is funded through the Community Development Block Grant and is designed to help our youth build confidence, discipline, and emotional strength through boxing and social emotional learning. And the best part, this program is completely free of charge for all qualifying Rialto families. To qualify, participants must be Rialto residents and meet income requirements under the city's CDBG program. Please make sure to bring the following documents with you to your sign up. A photo ID for the parent or guardian, proof of Rialto address such as a utility bill, lease, or official mail, proof of household income, for example, pay stubs, a tax return, or a benefits letter. Signups will take place November 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and will be held at the only NSG Boxing and Community Center, located 898 West Rialto Avenue, here in the city of Rialto. Spots are first come, first serve, so be sure to arrive early and bring all your documents to secure your spot. Each child who joins the IET boxing program will receive a free pair of boxing gloves and a free pair of hand wraps. Don't miss the incredible opportunity to get your child involved in a positive, empowering program that builds both mind and body at no cost to you. Never Stop Grinding Impact, empowering youth through action and love.
When the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, you'll ask yourself, how prepared or unprepared are you? Have you removed objects from over the bed and over your head? Anchored your possessions securely to the wall. It won't be a pain, and you're not doing it in vain. Are your emergency kits packed? What about your family, your friends? Did they know what to do, how to get in touch, and where to meet? Do you know how to drop, cover, and hold on, covering your head and neck? What if you're outside? Or in a car? After the shaking stops, look around. Figure out what to do. Stay away from damaged areas. Turn on a radio. Reach out for help. And if you're trapped, do not move about. Stay calm. Only shout as a last resort. Once everything and everyone is safe, get prepared. An aftershock could be on its way. So before the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, get prepared. Make a plan. Practice what you know, because an earthquake can happen anytime, anywhere. You never know.
welcome back to our show. What are we calling this? Vendor shoutouts, farmers market, whatever the case is. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. But we're here at the Rialto Certified Farmers Market, and today we will be talking to one of our vendors who is Happy Hog Farms. They have been here with us for a very long time at the farmers market, so let's go check them out. All right, guys, we are here in front of Happy Hog Farms booth. All right, let's get started. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your business?
We're local. We're in downtown Riverside, so we try to come out and try to support people for access to like fresh fruit, organic. A lot of stuff that we sell right here we grow it, whether it's sugar canes, avocados, lime, and then the juice machine. That's oranges from Riverside County. Everything is local.
Do you have any best sellers or anything that customers love?
The guacamole, that's the best seller. My brother makes it, but a little bit of tomato, a little bit of lime, and there's a lot of guacamole, a lot of chunks of avocado, so it's really, really good. That's our best seller, and the tamales. Everything is freshly made, and they're Mexican tamales, because people ask, what kind are they? Because some people use banana leaves, we use corn leaves. We have beef, pork, chicken, and cheese for the people that don't eat meat. And then we sell ceviche, fish, shrimp, vegan.
All right, do you have any fun or interesting facts about the business?
Well, what people don't really know that we're only allowed to use local. So when we press the juice, we're only allowed what's in season. You know, so sometimes it's not as sweet as it was, because once we run out of the navel, we'll start the Valencia, and it'll get sweeter as the weeks go by. So people don't know that, so they'll think like, why aren't you just getting the sweeties that's on right now? But we don't get our stuff from like the markets or the commercial. It's all locally farmed.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it. All right, guys, well, that was Happy Hog Farms. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
When the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, you'll ask yourself, how prepared or unprepared are you? Have you removed objects from over the bed and over your head? Anchored your possessions securely to the wall. It won't be a pain, and you're not doing it in vain. Are your emergency kits packed? What about your family, your friends? Do they know what to do, how to get in touch, and where to meet? Do you know how to drop, cover, and hold on, covering your head and neck? What if you're outside? Or in a car? After the shaking stops, look around. Figure out what to do. Stay away from damaged areas. Turn on a radio. Reach out for help. And if you're trapped, do not move about. Stay calm. Only shout as a last resort. Once everything and everyone is safe, get prepared. An aftershock could be on its way. So before the earth shakes, the ground moves, and things start to fall, get prepared. Make a plan. Practice what you know, because an earthquake can happen anytime, anywhere. You never know.
Being a prostate cancer survivor can make a man feel all alone in the fight, especially in the Inland Empire. I should know. I am a 6-year prostate cancer survivor. That is why we started the Walnut Tribe Support Group, a nonprofit support group for prostate cancer survivors and their families, where they can get help, support, and information to guide them through it all. Now, in partnership with the Pink Ribbon Place in Riverside and the Greater Faith Bible Church in Rialto, we will have our in-person and Zoom meetings at 2 locations, both beginning at 6 p.m. The Riverside meetings will be held on the first Wednesday of every month, and our Rialto meetings will be held on the third Tuesday of every month. If you have been diagnosed with prostate cancer or know someone who has, feel free to join us in the fight. These meetings will be free and open to the public.
Attention, Rialto families. Never Stop Grinding Impact is excited to announce the launch of our brand new IET boxing program happening right here in the city of Rialto. This powerful program is funded through the Community Development Block Grant and is designed to help our youth build confidence, discipline, and emotional strength through boxing and social-emotional learning. And the best part, this program is completely free of charge for all qualifying Rialto families. To qualify, participants must be Rialto residents and meet income requirements under the city's CDBG program. Please make sure to bring the following documents with you to your sign up. A photo ID for the parent or guardian, proof of Rialto address such as a utility bill, lease, or official mail, proof of household income, for example, pay stubs, a tax return, or a benefits letter. Signups will take place November 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and will be held at the only NSG Boxing and Community Center, located 898 West Rialto Avenue, here in the city of Rialto. Spots are first come, first serve, so be sure to arrive early and bring all your documents to secure your spot. Each child who joins the IET boxing program will receive a free pair of boxing gloves and a free pair of hand wraps. Don't miss the incredible opportunity to get your child involved in a positive, empowering program that builds both mind and body at no cost to you. Never Stop Grinding Impact, empowering youth through action and love.
I'm Scott McAfee of Don's Bikes, and we are rooted in Rialto. The stores opened on April 1st, 1959, so 66 years ago, a long time, which is pretty wild. It was a little hole-in-the-wall store up the street at that point, and my dad pretty much ran it all by himself. And I'd say as a kid, I grew up in the business, so I would do a lot of the purchasing for him. I'd work on bikes, and I think at that point I got a rough idea of like how to run a small business. 5 days after my 18th birthday, my father passed away. He was actually riding his bicycle home. He had a heart attack and passed away. So I became a small business owner at 18. It was not what I planned on doing for a living. I was actually in college at the time and was getting my degree in psychology. I wanted to be a counselor, ended up getting my master's in counseling. But we decided to keep the business because it was generating an income, it was getting me through school. So we thought, okay, let's keep this thing. And we ended up moving down here at this current location in the early 80s. We just ran out of room. So we made the big leap and kind of tripled our size. And I remember it was pretty scary at that point, like, wow, are we gonna be able to afford this rent? Will the business accommodate that? And sure enough, it did. And we continued to grow. I started hiring people to run the business, to help run it. We did several expansions at this location in Rialto. And then in 2012, we opened up our Redlands store, which is like 3 times the size of this place. And that took off like a rocket from day one. And here we are like 66 years later. It's one of those things, if my dad could see us now, he'd be blown away. Not only as far as the things we do, but just the depth and the difference of products that we offer now. Electric bikes are incredibly popular. We're actually selling electric motorcycles now, something I never thought I would be selling. We sell a lot of high-end carbon bikes that have electronic shifting. My bike has electronic shifting on it. We have entry-level bikes. I mean, if you want something for like 13 grand, we've got those. But if you want more like an inexpensive bike just to commute back and forth to work, we do sell used bikes as well. So it's a variety, and there's a lot of different categories of riders. That's, I think, the thing that keeps me interested and motivated in this business. You just never know what you're going to work with next. It's a very, very diverse group of people, but what they all share in common, I think, is a love of cycling. And I see the expression on people's faces if they've been off a bike for a while. When they come back from a little test ride, they've always got that smile on their face, like, wow, it's like being a kid again. So it's really cool. Our address is 384 South Riverside Avenue in Rialto. We're open from 10 till 6 Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4 on Sundays. Or you can go online to donsbikeshop.com. We do a lot of repair work. This place is crazy. On a weekend, we do a ton of repairs, so we have quite a few mechanics. I have 22 employees total. A lot of them are dedicated mechanics. This is what they do all day long. They fix other people's bikes. And we work on all kinds of bikes, not just the ones we sell, but pretty much bikes from all over the place. The cool thing about this business is it is about health, fitness, psychological health. As I know, just getting a master's in counseling psychology, anything you can do to reduce stress is just a win-win. And so we are tied in with fitness, with health, with recreation, with community, with giving people groups to ride with. We do events with the city, and we partner with them on a lot of different things. We do have the ride out for the teens. Rialto PD gives us an escort for that. We also had some really cool celebrities come out. These are people from the biking world from like the 80s, or kind of the stars, if you will, of the BMX world that came out to be part of our event. So, we kind of been part of this community for a very long time. And, when people have asked, well, why do I like to give back to my community? And it's because my community has given so much to me. And probably one of the favorite things I like about doing this is you get to really know people in this business. Kind of like a barber or a hairstylist where you talk to people and you get to know their stories. I mean, I had an exchange with a gentleman just this morning who shared some sorrow and some loss from a family member who passed away, but those are the kind of relationships we develop with people, and we've done so over literally decades. And it's just kind of cool because most businesses, they don't get to get that personal, I guess, with people, but that's probably my favorite thing, is just all the relationships, the friendships that we have made with all kinds of different people over the years.
The City of Rialto's upgraded permitting center is a seamless, user-friendly experience for permit applications, business license requests, and secure online payments. Designed for efficiency, transparency, and convenience, this platform is built to service residents, contractors, and city staff alike. Everything you need all in one place. Check out this introduction video to the new online permit center coming June 2nd.
Welcome to Civic Access, the online customer access portal for the City of Rialto. This introduction will navigate you through the various online services and functions offered by the City of Rialto. As a guest visiting the site, you will be able to pay invoices, search for records, and view scheduled inspections. If you are a registered user, you will have access to see more information about your applications and records, and even apply for certain development applications. To log in, click Login or Register in the top right corner of the page, or with the tile in the center of the screen. If you have not registered for Civic Access, please create an account prior to logging in. After successfully logging in, you will see additional tabs and functionality. The first tab is the Home page. This will bring you back to the main page again from wherever you are in the website. The next tab is the Apply tab. This is where you can apply for available online permit, plan, and business license applications. After clicking Apply, you will be automatically redirected to the city's decision engine, which is a guided application to help you find the correct permit, plan, or business license application to apply for. The next tab is the Dashboard. In the dashboard, you will be able to see the progress of your permit and plan applications that you've submitted to the city. You will also be able to view all of your inspections and their associated statuses. Your dashboard will also show your open invoices. You can make payments by adding them to your cart and making a payment with a credit card. If you have business licenses with the city, they will be listed at the bottom of the dashboard screen. My Work is another way to see all of your associated records in a list view. It is sectioned out into permits or plans, inspections, and invoices. If you applied for a permit or plan at City Hall, you should see the record in this screen. If you have difficulty finding a particular record, you are able to filter and sort your records. There is even an option to export your records into a Microsoft Excel file. Providing the correct email address and contact information on your application is essential to being able to see your records in the online portal. Please contact the city if you are not seeing your applications in the online portal. If you want to see scheduled inspections, click on the Today's Inspections tab. If you would like to see upcoming scheduled inspections or past scheduled inspections, simply change your desired date. The Search Records tab allows you to search and view information available for permit, plan, licenses, and inspections records. You can search with record numbers, keywords, or partial descriptions. Click on the record number to see more details of the record. If you cannot locate the record you are looking for, please contact the city. The last tab is the Help tab, which is where you most likely found this video. Along with this introduction video, there will be other instruction videos and help guides available to you. If you need additional assistance, please contact the city. Now that we have gone over all of the menu options, let's quickly go over the 6 tiles that you see on the home page. These offer you another way to quickly navigate the most frequently visited menu areas of Civic Access. This has been your introduction to Civic Access, the one-stop shop for development and permit application needs. If you need any additional assistance or information with Civic Access, please contact the city. Thanks for watching.
COVID-19 emergency has hit working families hardest. That's why all across the country, community action agencies are open and here to ensure the well-being of every American family. For over 50 years, we've been delivering hope and opportunity. Now more than ever, working families need life-changing services, solutions, and stability. Contact your local community action agency today.
To give your garden a boost while helping the planet? The City of Rialto has you covered. Rialto residents and businesses can pick up free mulch and compost, open to the public 24 hours a day. Located at 246 South Willow Avenue, in the south parking lot. Bring your shovel and container to this self-serve station and do your part to keep Rialto green. It's first come, first served. Transform your yard and support sustainability at the same time. For more information, call 909-820-2602 or visit www.rialtoca.gov. Proudly brought to you by the City of Rialto.
To the Redevelopment Agency, the Rialto Utilities Authority, and the Rialto Housing Authority will come to order at this time. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mayor Baca,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott,
Present.
Councilmember Carla Perez,
Present.
Councilmember Edward Montoya,
Present.
and is Councilmember Caricetta's in the building?
Yes.
Yes. I'll reflect that Councilmember Anthony Caricetta is in the building. He should be joining us at the dais. City Treasurer Ed Correa. Present. City Attorney Eric Bell.
Present.
And City Manager Tanya Wiegand.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All members present and accounted for with Andy Canicetas in the building. He was with us in closed session. So at this time, we'll stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. It will be led by Councilmember Edward Montoya.
Face the flag, hand over your heart. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If you can remain standing, we'll have Pastor David Gunt from Sunrise Church.
Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the promise of Psalm 34:18, that you are close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. We lean on that promise as we bring the family of fallen Sheriff's Deputy Andrew Munoz, his wife, 2-year-old daughter, unborn child, extended family, and all those in this area grieving this terrible loss. We thank you for the safety you granted Rialto police officers as they assisted in the response to this terrible thing. We pray for justice, we pray for healing, and Lord, we continue to pray for this community, for those in need, for those marginalized, for those who are struggling to make ends meet in the governmental shutdown. And Father, we ask that you would grant safety and a family-friendly environment this coming Friday at the Halloween Hijinks City event just outside these doors as thousands come together. And Lord, we pray that you would please empower this council and those participating in this meeting tonight. We ask that you would grant wisdom and clear communication as we seek to serve this community well. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, at this time, we'll ask the city attorney to report on the closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. You had 4 items on your closed session this evening. The first was a conference with legal counsel with regard to 1 item of existing litigation. You heard a briefing from City Attorney and Special Counsel. There was no other reportable action on that item. The next item was a conference with legal counsel with regard to a decision whether to initiate litigation. Council heard briefing from city staff and the city attorney. The direction was not to initiate litigation. Other direction was given. There was no other reportable action on that item. The third item was a conference with your labor negotiator. You did receive a briefing and you gave direction. There was no other reportable action on that. And finally, you had a conference with legal counsel with regard to 3 items of anticipated litigation. All of those were workers' comp claims. You gave direction and authorization on each one of those. That was the only reportable action on that item, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, well, before we get into the presentations, I just want to wish the Dodgers good luck in their game today.
And also, Mayor, just let me reflect that we did announce that Councilmember Anthony Caricetta was in the building. He joined the dais at 6:32.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll move on to the presentations and proclamations. We'll have Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
Yes, you can walk down.
Thank you. We walk to the podium.
Representatives from Carter
Yes.
High Chair here tonight?
I have representatives here.
Is your mic on? Yeah.
Every year at our annual Mad Walk, which is now called Move with Mad, Carter High participates with their cheer group on cheering on the walkers and the runners. It's always held on a Saturday. It's very much appreciated that they show up. And when I see them there, I'm always excited to see them, but I appreciate them because they could be at home on Saturday doing something like playing games or sleeping, swimming, whatever. So I really appreciate every year that you've been out there. And the Mad Walk is a very near and dear thing to me, so it means a lot to me personally. So this year, I want to give you a honor and a gift from myself. All of us council members have discretionary funds that we can use to donate to special groups. So tonight, we're going to present you with a check in appreciation of all the time you spend supporting us and coming out to the Movement with Mad Walk. So this is from the City of Rialto, certificate of recognition presented to Carter High School Cheer in appreciation to Carter High School Cheer for their continued support and participation in Move with Mad. We commend you for your outstanding character and scholarship, along with dedication to the public service and passion for making a positive impact on our community. It's signed by Mayor Joe Baca, myself, Ed Scott, Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Carla Perez, Councilmember Edward Montoya, and Councilmember Andy Carasales. And again, we really appreciate what you do and the fact that you were there. And I'm not mad at any of you that called me Grandpa out there. Because it's kind of an inside joke, but the police chief had the girls calling me Grandpa.
Right. Thank you so much.
And I am a grandpa, and she's much older than any of you. Their real check is somewhere, but it's an honor to present you with a check for $1,000. Thank you. Now somebody needs to speak.
This is our captain, Cassandra.
There's the captain.
And this is our co-captain, Jaylene, and I'm Coach Cannon. I've been with the cheer team since 2008, and that's my assistant coach, Shindana. She's been with me the whole time. We're very thankful. So
they do a great job.
We love whenever Miss McGee call, we're Johnny on the spot. I think she calls me all the time for everything, and I can never say no. And sometimes it's 65 of us, so sometimes we're not tonight. Yeah. So this is just our varsity team, but you know, sometimes we have conflicts. I just split the teams up, and they're doing stuff all over the city. So
that's great.
Thank you.
Again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to get a picture, McGee? Are you going to get a picture?
Councilmember Andy Carasales.
Yes, I want to personally thank you guys because I've seen you at the Mad Walks, and what impresses me the most is not only how happy you guys are out there, even though it's early and sometimes it's cold, but how quick you guys come up with the chant. So I'd like to see if you guys could come up with something real quick right now about Rialto.
Oh, about Rialto?
You could be loud, it's okay, everybody here.
Anything but the grandpa deal.
Yes.
So Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember and Mayor, before they come up with their cheer, I just want to say, I do want to thank you for participating, and whenever I call you, that you are available.
Absolutely.
And I'm also going to match your $1,000.
Oh, well, thank you. Woo! You may get a cheer from us. We may do the cheer.
All right, you girls ready?
Thank you very much. I knew you guys would put that together in a few seconds. Thanks again.
Great job. Thank you again very much.
In behalf of the City of Rialto, we'd like to thank the cheerleaders for their continued cheering and inspiring the citizens of the City of Rialto with the Rialto cheer that you've just done right now today. Hopefully you can continue growing and developing and looking towards your future as well to further your education. Thank you very much. Next, we have a proclamation that I'll go up to the front and make a presentation. In behalf of the City of Rialto and the City Council members, we have a proclamation that we'd like to give to a lot of our law enforcement staff and personnel that work for the City of Rialto, because our city is a lot safer, and it wouldn't be safe without having the teamwork and without having staff coming together and providing the information that many of the law enforcement need. And without their help, we wouldn't be able to do this. So on behalf of myself, the Mayor, Joe Baca, and the City Council members, Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, Andy Calaceres, Carla Perez, and Edward Montoya, we have a proclamation. And I'll read the proclamation, and then I'll have one of you come up and accept it and say a few words. And it says, whereas law enforcement agencies throughout the state, the City of Rialto, depend on law enforcement records, support, and personnel to provide vital service. And whereas the City Council wishes to specifically recognize and commend the police records supervisors, police records leads, and the records assistant, the law enforcement technician, the park rangers, the police cadets, and the parking enforcement officers for their outstanding dedication, hard work, and team effort in the role as police support and personnel in making our city a lot safer and a lot better. Whereas the law enforcement record support personnel are critical to helping law enforcement agencies identify and pursue and capture and process suspected law enforcement breakers. And whereas these professionals continue to use expertise and experience to assist in tracking felons, maintaining criminal statistics, and improving in apprehension strategies, whereas it's important to recognize Rialto law enforcement record and support personnel for their valuable contributions to law enforcement system. Now, therefore, I, Joe Baca, Mayor of the City of Rialto, along with the City Council members, do hereby proclaim November 12th, 2025, law enforcement record and support personnel in appreciation. So if I could have the rest of the council members actually come up with me, because it's in behalf of all of us, because we all really appreciate law enforcement and their efforts. So, and I know the chief is not here right now, but the person sitting at the diocese is now CJ Nelson. Could you please come up front in behalf of the chief and come up? Guys, come over here. Because it's a team effort. So on behalf of the city of Rialto, we'd like to present you with this proclamation. So, Eddie, we'd like to receive
Appreciate
it.
you, sir.
There you
I'm
go.
going to actually have our record supervisor, Jackie Morales, come up. I promised I wouldn't make her speak, but I lied, so come on up.
Jackie.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council. On behalf of the Records Unit and support personnel, we just want to really thank you guys. You guys have brought us a long way, and without the staffing, as far as records and front counter, we're giving so much back to the citizens of Rialto, being open later and being open swing shift, ultimately 24 hours. That's our goal. So with that, we want to thank you. If I could introduce the staff that was able to join me. We have my records lead, Monica Lacano, Raylene, who is records assistant. We have parking enforcement, on behalf of parking, Marco's here. Our two cadets, Kevin and Alex. My second records lead, Diana. My records assistant, Kaylee. Records assistant, Jasmine. And then we have Officer Figueroa in the back over there. But on behalf of everyone, I know it includes the law enforcement technicians, park rangers who couldn't be here. We really appreciate your guys' support, the chief's support and admin. We wouldn't be where we're at today without you guys. So we appreciate
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you
so
for your
much.
support.
Thank you. Can we get a quick picture?
Sure.
Sure.
It's the easier way to do it that way.
It's good in the front here.
Oh, I know. We have an ex-Carter High School cheerleader.
Okay, who's doing the photo?
Can you take a picture, Vic?
I can take the picture.
Oh, you want to take a picture?
Okay. Send it to us.
Yes.
You want to
Oh,
stand?
you want us to stand behind you
Okay,
guys?
well,
Or right here.
you got everybody?
Oh, yeah. You got it. Say Rialto yell.
You gotta do the cheer?
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, the next item is oral communications. Do we have any oral communications, Madam Clerk?
Good evening, Mayor Baca and esteemed members of the City Council. It's good to see so many familiar faces. It's been a little while since I've been here, but good to be here. I am Dr. Nosakari Thomas. I serve as the Executive Director of the Inland Empire Black Worker Center based in San Bernardino. We are a nonprofit organization founded in 2021, established in response to the 4-decade-old jobs crisis and the work or the lack of work that has been endured by so many in this region. Our transformative mission centers on building a worker-led movement, one that organizes for quality jobs, generational mobility, and the kind of political change that allows our families and communities to truly thrive. We advance these goals through our workforce development programs, robust policy advocacy, and strategic partnerships throughout the Inland Empire. Tonight, I am here not only representing the dreams and struggles of countless workers, but also to provide critical information about the upcoming special election next Tuesday, November 4. First, let's clarify what the special election is. Unlike regular elections held on an established scheduled time, a special election is called in times of urgent need, California is holding a special election in response to statewide concerns about fair representation, specifically the process called redistricting. Redistricting means drawing new boundaries for our electoral districts. These lines determine which communities are represented in our local councils, counties, state legislature, and Congress. Ordinarily, California redraws these maps every 10 years. However, faced with the mounting threat of gerrymandering across the nation, Governor Gavin Newsom has called for this special election with Proposition 50. Proposition 50 is about protecting our democracy. If passed, Proposition 50 will temporarily enact new congressional districts starting in 2026, lasting through 2030, and will establish policy to support independent, nonpartisan redistricting commissions nationwide. While these changes immediately impact only certain cities in California, the broader goal is to set a national standard, making redistricting fair, transparent, and free from political manipulation. What does this mean for us? Every registered voter can be part of California's fight for honest representation by voting yes on Proposition 50 on November 4th. If you haven't registered to vote or need information on how to cast your ballot, make sure you visit the Secretary of State's website at sos.ca.gov/elections. Proposition 50 is the only item on the November 11 ballot. It only will take 1 to 2 minutes to complete your ballot. Please don't mistake or write off this one ballot as insignificant or an exercise in futility. Know that every vote counts and every vote matters. Your vote is your voice, and your voice is your vote. Thank you for allowing me to speak before you tonight. You can find out more about our organization at our website, iebwc.org, and we have information flyers with details about our organization and ways that you can get involved with this vital work. Additionally, our brilliant community engagement policy specialist, Blue Robinson, is right here in the second row, and she's here to answer any questions that you might have. Let's continue to shape the future where every worker, every family, and every community in Rialto and beyond can flourish. Remember, your vote is your voice, and your voice is your vote. Vote yes on Proposition 50. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker we have.
Before we do, I just wanted to say thank you very much for informing the community about the importance of voting and what stands before us on November the 4th. I encourage every individual who is out there to get out and vote, whether it's a yes or the opposite, but encourage you to vote and to participate and exercise your right. And I think we have that responsibility as citizens, as individuals, here to exercise that right. So please get out and vote. And I'm with you, Pastor, or with you in terms of the organization where you stand on it, but every person has a right to stand where they feel. But yet again, I just encourage everybody to get out and vote. Thank you very much for informing us on the importance of protecting democracy.
Next speaker we have is Pastor Harry Brett.
Grateful evening, Mayor Baca, City Council, and the administrative team. I'm Harry Bratton, pastor of Greater Faith Grace Bible Church. And many of you know I've come here about 3 or 4 times a year to do the invocation. And every time I'm here, I notice how you're so careful and mindful to give out proclamations to individuals and groups for things they've achieved and accomplished. And that is so commendable to you to honor people who made an accomplishment in the city of Rialto, individually or collectively. And also you allow people to come and have oral communications. Sometimes it's a gripe or a complaint that you have to listen to and perhaps deal with you can. But and those are all things you're doing. I really am very grateful and thankful for that there. But tonight, however, we're not here to receive anything from you or to give a communication of a gripe or a complaint. We're here to honor you for what you've done for Greater Faith, Grace Bible Church, in a very significant manner. And back in 1995 or thereabouts, our church granted a half-acre property to the city of Rialto to have access to a water well back there. And through the years, the well that never was used, there was access to, it just stayed pretty much dry. And then we had the opportunity last year, our church, to get involved into a development of the property, the acre property. And to make the development worthwhile, to fulfill it, we need the other half acre to make the whole 1/2 acre for the property. And I met with the city council several times, and then you decided a few weeks ago that you would grant the property back to Greater Faith Grace Bible Church, the half acre, so we could go forward with the project. Again, we're so grateful, thankful that in order to honor that, we want to present you with a plaque. So, Mayor Baca, please come down for a moment, please. Show our appreciation to you and for the city of Rialto, and for this here, I want to present you with this here plaque. It says, with heartfelt appreciation to the city of Rialto from Greater Faith Grace Bible Church. With sincere gratitude, we thank the Rialto City Council and the administrative team for your decision to grant back to Greater Faith Grace Bible Church the half acre of land. Your decision and partnership empowers us to serve our community in faith, hope, and love for years to come. This truly demonstrates the good that happens when leaders and citizens work together for the common good of the community. Presented October 28, 2025.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. If I could have the rest of the city council members come up, because this is really a decision that was made by the entire city council, including the city manager that was here. So if you can all, come up front and receive this award in behalf of the city of Rialto. It was not one decision, but it was a decision that was made by all of us. And the city manager was also involved in that process. So could you come up? And then we can have someone take a photo. Again, thank you very much. And I think the decisions that we all made is because the Lord has blessed us, all of us. And we've got to remember that every time that we make a decision, it's a guidance that we also get from our Lord Jesus Christ for those of us that really, truly believe in him. And a lot of us do. And we believe that what the Greater Faith Grace Bible Church is going to do with the project and what was discussed at that point, it's tremendous, because it's going to help a lot of our veterans too as well. To find a place for them if they continue to do it in that particular project. So again, on behalf of the city of Rialto, thank you very much. Are there any other oral communications?
That complete the oral communication section.
With that, then we'll move on to the consent item. All matters listed under the calendar are considered to be routine by the city council, will be enacted by one motion. So at this time, is there any items that any member wishes to pull?
Motion to approve.
Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Councilmember Edward Montoya. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, the consent items are approved. Now we'll move on to tab 1.
All right. Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members. I'm Daniel Casey, Principal Planner. I'll be making the presentation on tab 1 tonight, and I have a presentation to go through. The applicant for this project is Crown Venture Holdings, LLC, and they have submitted 3 applications: a conditional development permit application, precise plan and design application, and an environmental assessment review for consideration tonight. Their project is entitled the Santa Ana Truck Terminal Project. And so on this first slide, just get everyone familiar with the project site. The project site is comprised of one parcel of land that is approximately 45.7 acres in size. It's located on the south side of Santa Ana Avenue, approximately 1,800 feet east of Riverside Avenue. You can see on the aerial image there, I've indicated its location in the yellow boundary. This project site is within the Agua Manza specific plan, and within the Agua Manza specific plan, it has the land use designation of heavy industrial. As you can see on the aerial here, this area is predominantly industrial. There are no sensitive uses adjacent to or near the project site. To the north of the site is an existing pallet yard and a concrete company. To the east of the site is the city wastewater treatment plant. To the south of the site is a landfill that's just outside the city limits in the city of Colton. And then to the west, there's an auto salvage yard and another concrete facility. So what the applicant proposes to do on this site is develop it with a truck terminal facility that would be used to temporarily store, sort, and distribute goods and cargo in the regional and national supply chain. As a part of the development, they would construct a 172,445 square foot cross-dock truck terminal building. They'll also construct an 18,700 square foot fleet maintenance building. In addition to the 2 buildings, they will also install associated paving, fencing, lighting, and drainage improvements on the site. The site will be occupied by Central Transport, which is a less than load operator. They do have existing locations in the city of Rialto in the nearby area. And the plan with this project is to consolidate all those operations into one facility. So moving on here, this slide is showing you the site plan. As I mentioned, the 2 industrial buildings that are proposed are the truck terminal building, which is the long building there shown in the tan color. That'll be located on the east end of the site, and it'll be set back approximately 70 feet from Santa Ana Avenue. Then about 300 feet west of the truck terminal building is the fleet maintenance building. The site will have truck parking on both the east and west sides of the truck terminal building, with most of the parking in the southwest area of the site. The parking will be able to provide spaces for up to 100 trucks, 679 trailers, and then an employee parking lot on the north side of the maintenance building will provide parking for up to 149 passenger vehicles. You can also see the green on the site plan. That's indicating all the landscape planters that will be installed on this site, around the perimeter of the site, and also throughout the parking areas. Access to the site will be provided via 2 new driveways that are shown on the map here with the red arrows. There will be a westerly driveway that will be 32 feet wide. That will provide right-in access and left-out access for all vehicles entering and exiting the site, so trucks, passenger vehicles, emergency vehicles. And then the easterly driveway is more of a secondary driveway. It's 26 feet in width. It'll also provide that same right-in, left-out access. This one would be limited to trucks and emergency vehicles. This next slide showing you the floor plans of each building. I've got the truck terminal building on the top there, the fleet maintenance building at the lower right. They're not to scale. So that's why it looks a little larger of the fleet maintenance building. But nevertheless, the truck terminal building will be comprised of about 5,800 square feet of office space. The remainder, approximately 166,000 square feet, will be for the storage and loading space. The building is a cross dock, as I mentioned earlier. It'll have 280 loading dock doors. It'll be evenly split on both sides of the building. So it'll be 140 dock doors on the west side, another 140 on the east side. And the fleet maintenance building will be comprised of just under 900 square feet of office space and just under 18,000 square feet of maintenance service area. That building will have 15 roll-up doors, 7 on the one side, 8 on the other, to facilitate access for the trucks and vehicles that'll be being serviced. The fleet maintenance building will also have 3 fuel dispensers adjacent to it and a 960 square foot canopy, overhead canopy. That'll be to provide fuel for the fleet. This next slide, this is a 3D rendering showing you the perspective of, we're looking southwest above Santa Ana Avenue. So you can see the placement of the buildings there, where the trucks will be parked at both the building and the parking area itself. The exterior building of the building will be of metal, though the applicant has incorporated some articulation into that along the frontage of Santa Ana Avenue to help provide some wall plane relief, as well as some color blocking and some windows just to add some additional architectural features. Moving on to some of the analyses that were prepared for this project. There was a traffic study that was prepared by Kimley Horn and Associates. The traffic study included a trip generation analysis that determined that this project will generate up to 951 daily vehicle trips. Of those, 574 would up to 574 would be truck trips. The AM peak hour trips will be at 56, and the PM peak hour trips will be at 124. The traffic study also analyzed the 5 intersections in the nearby area. Of those 5 intersections, the study determined that 2 of them would be impacted, would have cumulative impacts. Those intersections would be the Riverside Avenue and I-10 eastbound ramps, and also the Riverside Avenue and Slover Avenue intersection. The study does recommend improvements to those intersections to bring them to an acceptable level of service. Those improvements include the addition of a northbound right turn lane at the intersection of Riverside Avenue and the I-10 eastbound ramps, and also adding 3rd northbound and southbound through lanes at the intersection of Riverside Avenue and Slover Avenue. Now, those recommended improvements that would bring the intersections to an acceptable level of service are part of a programmed project that's known as the Riverside Avenue Widening Project. The study calculated this project's fair share towards that overall project, and that amount is $721,711. In addition to the fair share towards the Riverside Widening Project, the applicant will also be required to pay regional traffic development impact fees, and those will amount to $535,206. Both the project fair share, traffic fair share fee, and the regional development impact fee will be required to be paid prior to issuance of any building permit. So in addition to the development impact fees and the fair share fees I just mentioned, and the components of the project itself, the applicant has put forward voluntary contributions for this project. The first is that the applicant has voluntarily agreed to repave the full width of Santa Ana Avenue east of Riverside Avenue to the east edge of the project frontage. And so that'll be the full width, both sides of Santa Ana Avenue. In addition, they have also voluntarily proposed to contribute $1.5 million to go towards public facility or infrastructure needs in the area. I'm just moving on to the California Environmental Quality Act analysis that was prepared for this project. An environmental impact report was prepared by Kimley Horn and Associates for this project. The EIR determined that the project will have significant and unavoidable impacts to air quality, greenhouse gas emissions, and traffic specifically related to vehicle miles traveled. The city did hire a third-party peer reviewer, Echo Tierra, to review the EIR on its behalf. A notice of preparation was prepared early on and was circulated for public review from December 8th, 2023 to January 22nd, 2024. There were 3 comment letters that were submitted during that NOP review period, and then those comments were addressed in the draft environmental impact report. The draft environmental impact report was completed in August of 2024, and then it was circulated for a 45-day public review period that began on August 26th, 2024, and concluded on October 10th, 2024. There was 1 comment letter that was received during that public review period. A response to the comment was prepared and incorporated into the final environmental impact report that was completed in March of 2025. The environmental impact report before the City Council tonight has been completed in accordance with the requirements of the California Environmental Quality Act. So in the resolution for the environmental impact report before the council tonight, there is a statement of overriding considerations that describes the benefits of this project that would outweigh the significant unavoidable impacts of the project. Those benefits include that the project is consistent with the goals and objectives of the general plan and the Algomanza specific plan. The project will create employment opportunities, both temporary construction jobs and permanent operational jobs. The project will also provide both direct and indirect tax revenue in the form of increased property taxes, business license tax, sales tax from employees spending money in the city, and also utility tax. The project will also attract related businesses, fostering long-term economic growth in the area and throughout the city. As I mentioned before, another benefit of the project is that the applicant will repave the full width of Santa Ana Avenue, east of Riverside Avenue, to the east edge of the project frontage. And another benefit of the project that I mentioned earlier is the applicant will provide a lump sum payment of $1.5 million to the city of Rialto towards public facility and infrastructure needs. Additionally, the project will improve both regional and national goods movement, and it will provide extensive landscaping to enhance the aesthetic and environmental quality of the site. On September 17th of this year, the project was presented to the Planning Commission. After review and consideration, the Commission voted 4-0 to recommend that the City Council certify the environmental impact report and approve both the conditional development permit and the precise plan of design application. And with that, the staff recommends that the City Council adopt the resolutions A, B, and C before you tonight, certifying the environmental impact report and approving the conditional development permit and the precise plan of design. That concludes my presentation. The applicant and their consultants are in the audience, should there be any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions from, it's a public hearing, so is there anyone from the public that would like to address this?
I have no one that has
Move
put
to
in.
close the public hearing.
Motion's been made to close the public session by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Carla Perez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, public hearing is closed. So at this time, we'll open it.
They just closed out the public hearing portion of the meeting.
Siri. So at this time, we'll move on to discussions from members of the council. Mayor Pro Tem Scott.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Casey, just a few questions. Related to the traffic study, that property was previously used by Holiday Rock as a aggregate facility, correct?
That is correct.
Do you know what the truck counts were on there and what the daily trips were?
I don't have that number off the top of my head, but the traffic engineer is here that can provide that information for us.
So is it true that this project proposes less daily trips than the current Holiday Rock facility? And does that show in the EIR?
It's not shown in the EIR. The EIR and the traffic study looks at this project's trips and that alone.
Okay, so if you're eliminating trips because you're eliminating another project, it doesn't actually show, so you, in fact, may be trading off trips. My second question is related to the voluntary contributions. The $1.5 million money contribution for public facilities, that will be up to the discretion of the city council?
That's correct.
Okay, and then the widening, do we have an engineer's estimate of what that widening is going to cost?
I have heard the number is around $1.5 million as well. We can have the applicant confirm that, though.
Is that accurate?
It is, yeah. Mr. Sullivan and I have talked about that, and the range is somewhere between 1.5, maybe up to 1.8.
Okay, and since they're paving to the eastern edge of their property line, from that point on up until the flood control is basically in front of a city facility, the sewer plant. So do we have capital funds to pave that area at the same time? And will we work in conjunction with this developer to have it paved?
We can certainly coordinate that with the applicant, absolutely.
Well, it should be coordinated,
Yes.
for sure. So
Yes.
I want to make sure that we have that on the, I believe it's on the capital list, isn't that correct, Mr. Sullivan?
Correct, yes. That section was designed and included several years ago, but because of pipeline projects, it's been on hold.
Okay, and then, which leads me to my final question. We have a current project with IUA to sell them our effluent out of the wastewater plant. So down Santa Ana, there's proposed a 24-inch water pipe that will eventually go all the way to Rancho Cucamonga, I believe, or Fontana, one of the two. Fontana. And that will be installed by IUEA. I want to make sure that we coordinate that with this project so that we don't have them pave the street and then we go back in 6 months, a year later, and tear the street up to put a 24-inch pipeline in. So it's imperative that we coordinate these projects together.
Yes, absolutely, duly noted.
Okay, everybody's got that note? Okay. And tonight, we are strictly approving the EIR on this, correct?
The action tonight is the EIR, the conditional development permit, and the precise plan of design.
Okay, and this went to Planning Commission?
That's correct.
And was it approved in Planning Commission?
They did, yes. They recommended that the city council approve the project.
Do you recall what the vote was?
It was 4-0, unanimous. There was one absence that night and the 2 vacancies. This was the prior Planning Commission.
Okay, thank you.
Any other members have a question?
I have a question.
Carla Perez.
Thank you, Mayor. Where are the other sites currently located?
Yeah, they're just west on, they front Riverside Avenue. So if we could go back to the aerial, they're just slightly southwest of the project site,
Okay.
within a few hundred yards.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? If not, I have a question. Daniel, I understand that this project is really in an area that's already an enterprise zones for warehouse industrial, so it's not changing the code or anything else. Is that correct?
That is correct.
But with this particular project, I have a couple of questions that I have. One is that I noticed that in the original item in our package, it said that the selected pellets is near there, and then also it has the Rialto Water Services transmission and estimate line is there, and then it also has including the Holiday Rock, Mix Suppliers, Ecology Auto. Were these people surveyed or asked any comments in reference to this project in that area?
They were provided notices on several occasions. I'm not aware of having ever received any response from them, though.
Okay. The reason I ask, because I know that looking at the project itself, it states that 100 truck parking spaces, but how many trucks were actually going to be utilizing it?
Oh, for the operations, so the trucks and the applicant.
Because space is different than actual trucks using it.
Yeah.
And traffic conditions in that area, because we already have traffic congestions on Riverside Avenue.
Yeah.
And I can speak for myself because I drive there, and it's taken me over a half hour sometimes to get over the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, the trucks generally stay attached to the trailer at the truck terminal building. So most of the area is just dedicated to trailer parking only for those overflow, overnight storage. So there's less need from the operator for spaces dedicated to the trucks, because the trucks will really just be coming and going.
So how many trucks?
Specifically, 100. That's the number of spaces that they've provided for the
Well,
trucks.
that's a space, but how many trucks will actually be utilizing it? Because there's a difference between the space versus bringing in trucks that are picking up the trailers that you'll have in that area, 679 trailer parking spaces.
Yeah,
so there's a difference, because the public has to know the utilizations of the road itself and the wear and tear in the roads that will be in that area based on the increase of traffic and conditions in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. So the traffic study did look at the specific numbers of trucks, and it's up to 574 truck trips in a 24-hour period.
Yeah, because that's included with the additional traffic that's already on that road. And right now, they're not, we're going to be increasing it. And when I was talking about my personal experience, there's already a lot of traffic, so it's actually going to create it. And I understand that that is a truck route. So from that perspective, I understand that. But the public then should be aware that there will be additional delays because of the additional trucking that will be utilizing that Riverside Avenue until something is done that we can widen the bridge or the lanes that go. Well, actually, you can only widen the bridge to allow traffic to flow a little bit better. And that's something that the city should look at in terms of the future, to accommodate not only this group, but the others that are utilizing it as well. You know, not only the Santa Ana trucking terminal that'll be there, but the others that should be done.
Yeah, you are correct. The project will contribute to a delay in the nearby intersections, as was detailed in the traffic study. There is a programmed project that the project will contribute a fair share payment to mitigate that issue, basically bring those intersections back to an acceptable level of service.
And who would be responsible then in terms of the wear and tear on the roads as we see the traffic that is there? Because it should be a shared responsibility by everybody that's utilizing that road with the other entities that are there. Has any contact been done in reference to, you know, the cost? Because it's ultimately it's going to fall in the city of Rialto to repair those roads too as well. And the worst thing that we can do is if we don't repair those roads, we have another lawsuit that's filed against us because some truck or car went by and they ran into a pothole.
Very good point. Yes, the project will pay the development impact fees, approximately $535,000 that are to go towards that ongoing maintenance. In addition to that, the required amount, the applicant will also be contributing the additional $1.5 million for that could be used towards that, potentially towards maintenance of Riverside Avenue or another item of the City Council's discretion.
Yeah. And I know that the Mayor Pro Tem asked a question in reference to the $1.5 million that will go for public facility needs. I'd like to see this language change that the city of Rialto then has the option to utilize that money wherever they feel the greatest need is, versus specifically identifying that it would be going in that area. And then if the project developers agree with that, so this way we have the discretion and we're not tied into saying that we're going to spend $1.5 million in that area just for public facilities. We could use it for our veterans program or something other. I'm just hypothetically using it, you know, that it can be utilized anywhere else, but at least it opens it up for the council to decide where that money will be utilized. If they're okay with changing that language, I'm okay with a portion of this as well.
Absolutely. That will be entirely up to the council's discretion, and staff will amend the resolutions as directed to.
Okay. Then I understand that this is a ERR that's been done, and I just noticed that by going through this whole document, and I actually read it and outlined it, by the way, you know, it's pretty thick. And I know that it's inconclusive in a lot of the responses that we got back, and it just seems like there's a lot of inconclusive responses, you know. Just room that's there, why not? You know, why didn't we get a response? And
a response to
the questionnaires that that was submitted by CEQA and ERA, you know, as well, that's on here.
Yeah, the Appendix G checklist, you know, was completed.
I mean, there's some good questions that were asked.
Yes, those questions were analyzed, answered. You know, the document is a disclosure document that it essentially states that the project will have an impact on, as I mentioned, those three earlier: air quality, greenhouse gas emissions, and vehicle miles traveled. But that the benefits of the project I also mentioned outweigh those impacts.
Yeah, well, that's our a determination that, you know, you have to weigh in terms of, you know, someone that be living in that area. Well, actually, there's not very many residentials in that area, but the impact of those that are doing business in that area as they see a lot of the traffic and the congestion, and they don't all have electric vehicles, so that could be a problem in terms of the future. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. Thank you, Mayor. I know the mayor brought up a few, you know, concerns, and I had asked the question about where the other site is currently located. Is there an overlap in the route that they're currently using? And then do you know how many trips are currently taking place in that area, so that we can just kind of, you know, because we're only given numbers as a whole for the new site.
That's right.
But it would be nice to kind of know if it's already overlapping traffic there, and also what the difference would be, or the increase in the trips.
Yeah. The applicant will probably best be able to provide that information, since the study did just analyze this new site. But yes, there are a few smaller facilities at Riverside Avenue that do have existing trips. Those will effectively be relocated over to Santa Ana, but I think the applicant will be able to share a few more specifics on the numbers that they're currently seeing.
And the traffic could be on both sides of the Riverside Avenue because of the new warehouse that was just built in Colton, adjacent to Rialto too as well, that's located in that area, that traffic from Valley will be getting onto Riverside Avenue and onto the freeway, so it would be, you know, the congestion that could be in that area, and then plus the warehouses that we have on Valley too as well, on our side of the freeway. Just want the public to know that the decisions that are being made and the effects based on the additional traffic in that area, and unless we do something with widening the Riverside Avenue to reduce that kind of traffic, that should be a high priority for us in the future. With that, I have no further questions.
I have some questions.
Question by Mayor Pro Tem Scott.
I just want to clarify, I asked you a question before that would it be up to the discretion of the city council as to what the 1.5 million was used for?
Yes.
Was that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. And my other thing, I'm wondering if Mr. Shardlow could come up, because I know he did a presentation to us on the amount of vehicles that were moving from two locations to the new location, and then what it was actually replacing at Holiday Rock. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do. I think you're referring to a discussion we had at EDC.
Yes.
And so there's two separate operations off Riverside Avenue owned by the applicant here. And there's multiple driveways. And so what occurs today is trucks will leave one driveway and have to basically make a U-turn in the middle of Riverside Avenue to come out of the site and then come back in the site to either park their trailer and then move their truck around. And so you have a significant amount of congestion because of those types of operations. And so what this really is a consolidation. I think the analogy that I used back then was this is, you know, a growing family that has a 3-bedroom house that needs a 5-bedroom house, and it'll be much more efficient to, instead of having 2 3-bedroom houses, they're gonna have 1 5-bedroom house. And it's gonna be, especially at this location at the end of a dead end, a cul-de-sac that's not really used by any uses except for industrial uses and right next to the wastewater treatment plant, it's a way better use. Now, the applicant doesn't plan to continue Riverside Avenue, but they will probably lease or sell that. And so truck trips at that time would have to be potentially analyzed. But the users that we're looking at and that have been interested are seasonal operators, so operators that store things for, you know, holidays. It could be really anything. But the point I think that that should be made is that this EIR could have, but did not take credit for any of the existing trips from the site,
Right.
which was a significant mining operation, which is today, which is a lot of haul trucks, which eat up, which do eat up and beat up the road. Here, we're paving all the way from our project frontage.
And do you know how many trips they were making out of there per day?
Significantly more than they were today. So I think probably we're going to be reducing truck trips by, you know, 20% from the historical operations of that mine. And the trucks will be significantly less heavy. They'll be the 18-wheelers as opposed to those heavy haul truck
Okay.
roads.
And my final question, in EDC, we've asked staff to look at the potential of establishing, as you already know, we have landscape maintenance and lighting maintenance districts in the city. But we've also asked staff to look at the potential of creating a road maintenance district south of the 10 freeway, at which time we would go to everybody down there and ask them to pay a similar fee that they would pay in the current lighting and landscape district. Would your client be opposed to such a proposal?
If you're talking about landscaping and what was the other one?
Well, we currently have lighting and landscape maintenance.
Right.
But we would be adding on what we call a road maintenance district.
So we certainly would open to that. The only issue we would have is the road today is in horrible shape, right? And so we're coming in.
Riverside Avenue has been repaved. Yes, the full length of Riverside Avenue.
Riverside is good.
So yeah, correct. But Santa Ana is not. We're going.
But you'll be fixing that.
Correct. And so there should not be any maintenance.
No, but this is more referring to Riverside Avenue, which obviously doesn't take long to tear up or get potholes. So we're trying to find a logical way to keep it maintained so that trucks, frankly, it's in your client's best interest for the roads to be in good shape so that it's not beating up their trucks just as their trucks.
Yeah, if we're
would be
talking
beating
about
up the
Riverside
roads.
Avenue maintenance and everybody's paying their fair share, which
Yeah.
is not occurring today, then yeah, that's something we would definitely be
Okay, I
interested in dialogue
I
with
just
the city
wanted to
about.
throw it out there because I really think that's something we need to move forward with. So,
Well, that's something that I said earlier in reference to some of the others that are utilizing the Riverside Avenue, because it's going to be a cost to the city of Rialto to continue to repair Riverside Avenue, and I just don't want any additional lawsuits that would be coming against the city of Rialto because we didn't take care of the roads at that area immediately. So, okay, with that,
Mayor, before you act, I just want to make sure the council is clear on the language of the voluntary contribution. The language for the voluntary contribution of 1.5 million is found in Resolution 8421. It's in Section 4. It's item 10, and it reads as follows. The applicant shall pay a public facility improvement contribution in the amount of $1,500,000 to the City of Rialto for public facility transportation infrastructure and public safety improvements in the area surrounding the project site prior to the issuance of an occupancy permit.
That's the one I wanted to change.
That's why I raised the question. It is not unfettered discretion if you leave that language. It is inappropriate in my mind because it does take that payment to further mitigate impacts within the area. It just doesn't allow you to do things any place in the city.
Right,
which I think
and
is
it
what
should
you
be the
questioned.
city's responsibility to determine where that money is going to be spent.
Did we put that language, or did they?
They.
Do you have any objection to us modifying that language?
I think the intent of our voluntary contribution was to respond to types of comments like the mayor's making with respect to transportation impacts at Riverside and the 10, nature center access, et cetera. And so, given that, we would like to see any type of improvements be made in the, I think it's flexible, not, unfettered, but we wouldn't want the dollars to go towards, a city hall expansion or a library, or we'd want those improvements to be, traffic-related improvements or access-related improvements.
So you're dictating to the city of Rialto where it should spend its money. I mean, basically what you're doing right now, and you're not letting the city of Rialto decide where their priorities could be, whether it's a library, whether it's anything. I'm not saying that that's where it's going to go, but it should be the decision of the city, because this is community benefit agreement that we're agreeing on the 1.5 million, and we should have the discrepancy in terms of where that money is being spent. And as our attorney just read, the way the language is, it would have to go for roads and improvement, which means that, hey, you know what, if the roads need to be improved 4 or 5 years, this is where the money's going to go. So there isn't anyone else that's pitching in, but that money is coming from there. And you guys and the others are not paying their fair share to improve it, but yet the burden is on the city of Rialto.
We were just trying to be responsive to the comments that were made at EDC, which
we're just saying, are you willing to accept? And that's what our attorney just said right now. Language that will clarify that.
Ms. Williams, do you know what our shortfall is on the widening of the freeway overpass?
I'd have to defer to Public Works on that.
Just a rough number.
Rough number's about 10 million.
So we could dedicate that money to that?
Correct.
But that should be our discretion. That's all I'm saying, whether we do or not.
I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but I also, I also see their stand that we should use it in the area, whether we dedicated it to that or not. But I don't think we should be spending community benefit money on new city halls or projects. So I do hear what he says there. So, I mean, I guess the council can decide.
Motion to approve resolution number 8420, approving conditional development permit number 2023-0007. Resolution number 8421, approving precise plan of design number 2023-0006. Resolution number 8422, approving an environmental impact report, environmental assessment review number 2023-0010. And if we can note that we can use those funds towards the shortfall.
For what?
Yes, on the Riverside project.
I'd second that motion.
So no clarification on the language?
Yes, that's what I just mentioned.
That can be used anywhere?
No, the shortfall of the Riverside project.
Okay, motion's been made by Carla Perez, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Scott. I ask for a roll call.
Councilmember Perez,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Scott,
Aye.
Councilmember Montoya,
Aye.
Councilmember Caracellas,
Aye.
Mayor Baca.
No. Next item, F2.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and members of the public. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight regarding our local amendments to the 2025 California Fire Code as described in ordinance number 1706. As your acting fire chief, I'm here to explain that these updates are both necessary and tailored to the unique conditions of the city of Rialto. The California Fire Code provides a strong foundation for life and fire safety across the state and within the city of Rialto. However, it also recognizes that local agencies must adapt its provisions to reflect specific topographical, climatic, and geological realities. That is exactly what we have done through this local amendments proposed here tonight. Our amendments focus on the chapters that directly impact public safety and operational readiness, including administrative sections in Chapter 1. We've clarified enforcement authority, streamlined permitting language, and aligned inspection protocols to ensure consistency and accountability across departments as it relates to panic and life safety. We've also amended general life and fire safety adjustments, which we made to address ignition risk, defensible space, and occupancy-specific hazards, especially in areas with elevated risk, close proximity exposures, and threats to human life. In emergency planning, we've strengthened the requirements for pre-incident planning, including scenario-based overlays and mapping tailored to critical infrastructure and high-risk facilities, as well as the pre-disaster mitigation strategies for facility planning and actions. With fire department access, these amendments ensured that fire apparatus access roadways, turnarounds, and staging areas meet the operational needs of our fleet, constrained sites, and safety requirements from building collapse under fire conditions.
Move for approval.
Motion's been made. Do I hear a second? Seconded by Edward Montoya.
This is a public hearing.
Hearing.
Okay.
It's a public hearing. We need to close the public hearing. So you want to have that motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing. Or is there anybody who'd like to speak?
I have no one to speak on that.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second. Okay. Seeing that there's no one from the public that has said they wanted to speak on this, all those in favor of closing the public hearing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none. At this point, we'll open it up to the council, either to make a motion or get him to repeat it.
Motion to approve ordinance number 1706.
Motion's been made by Carla Perez, seconded by Edward Montoya.
Montoya.
Who we have it?
Montoya.
Okay. And can I have the motion read the ordinance for me, please, into the record? Or would you like me to read it?
Ordinance number 1706, entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Rialto, California, deleted in its entirety, Title 15, Chapter 15.28 of the Rialto Municipal Code to adopt a new Title 15, Chapter 15.28, adopting and amending the 2025 edition of the California Fire Code, including Appendix A, B, C, D, H, I, J, N, and P, fees, fines, and penalties, and the California Code of Regulations,
Carla,
Title 19.
Turn your microphone on, please.
Oh. Let me start over. Do you guys need me to start over?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Ordinance number 1706, entitled An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Rialto, California, deleted in its entirety, Title 15, Chapter 15.28 of the Rialto Municipal Code to adopt a new Title 15, Chapter 15.28, adopting and amending the 2025 edition of the California Fire Code, including Appendix A, B, C, D, H, I, J, N, and P, fees, fines, and penalties, and the California Code of Regulations, Title 19 and 24, and other related standards as indicated in Chapter 80, referenced standards.
Okay, Councilmember Perez?
Aye.
Councilmember Montoya?
Aye.
Councilmember Caracellas?
Aye.
Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Scott?
Aye.
Mayor Baca?
Aye.
Thank you.
We'll move on to tab 4.
3.
I'm sorry, tab 3.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to call up Amy Crow to provide you with a presentation.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the PowerPoint to show up here. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the City Council. This evening, I request that the City Council conduct a public hearing regarding the proposed annexation of territory into the Rialto Landscaping and Lighting District Number 2. The city conditions development projects to construct parkway and/or median landscaping and install streetlights. Annexation into LLMD2 is a condition of the city's acceptance of any publicly maintained landscaping or street lighting. Staff currently recommends the following development project to be annexed into LLMD2. This is a non-residential annexation, PPD 2022-0070. This development consists of 2 parcels proposed for industrial development on 3.39 acres of land west of Lilac Avenue, north of Harupa Avenue, and south of Santa Ana Avenue. This is a protest ballot proceeding for the proposed levy of new assessments as described in the engineer's report included in Attachment 1. On October the 14th of 2025, the City Council adopted Resolution Number 8413, setting a public hearing to consider the annexation into Rialto Landscape and Lighting District Number 2 for this evening, October 28th, 2025. Subsequently, the city mailed the public notice and official ballot to the property owner on record. At this time, I would request that the City Council conduct the public hearing and take public testimony regarding the proposed annexation and tabulate the ballot received. Adopt Resolution 8423, declaring the results of the property owner protest ballot proceedings, and adopt Resolution 8424, confirming the engineer's report regarding the annexation of properties into the Rialto Landscape and Lighting Maintenance District Number 2, the levy of annual assessments, and the order of levy and collection of assessments. This concludes my report, and representatives from Webb Municipal Finance and I are available for any questions.
Are there any members from the public?
No,
Do you have any?
No.
Hearing none, do we hear?
Move that close the public hearing.
Motion's been made to close the public hearing by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Council Member Carla Perez. Okay, now we'll move into any discussion or motions to accept.
Mayor, if you don't mind, the clerk should let us know if we have.
Yes, I have a ballot.
What the ballot says.
Oh.
Apparently so. I have one ballot that is PPD 2022-070, and it's one ballot for SFG ISF Bloomington Lilac LLC, and it's in support.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, motion to adopt Resolution 8423 and Resolution 8424.
Okay, motion's been made. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Andy Caraceres. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Move on to tab 4.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the council. The item before you this evening is the Rialto City Park Inclusive Playground Project. The playground at Rialto City Park is now over 24 years old and has exceeded its typical lifespan. On average, playgrounds last between 15 to 20 years and up to 25 years if they are well maintained and built with high-quality equipment. Right now, the playground needs some items replaced. The replacement parts for this playground are estimated to cost about $30,000. We have received positive feedback from the community about the potential of the inclusive playground being built at this particular park from our social media outlets. Rialto City Park is one of our most heavily used parks, serving residents of all ages and abilities. Currently, the city of Rialto does not have an inclusive playground, which has led many families to travel to neighboring cities to access these type of play environments.
I know that you're going to be going through it, but I'd like to make a motion to approve the all-inclusive playground. Do I hear something?
I'd like to second that, but I'd also like to
can
just
hear
take
the
a
rest.
moment. Well, no, I'd like to just take a moment. I know that you provide us with the details, and if you'd like to just go over some of the information as well for everyone else to hear, you may do so. If everyone's okay with that, or unless they want to move over to the next tab.
Does anybody want to let Cynthia continue? We've discussed this at numerous times. We've had the information that has been disseminated to us on the all-inclusive playground that will benefit the city of Rialto and those with disability and autism. Mayor Pro Tem Scott?
Just a comment. I'm in total support of this. It's a great project, and I know Mayor Baca has led the charge on this, so I appreciate his vision and hard work. But I do want to say that I would like to see in the future, instead of reprogramming funds, since we don't have a budget in front of us, that when we have a shortfall of funds and we have to take money out of the general fund capital budget, that it should be programmed in the capital budget. And that should be done prior to moving forward with a project. So I know it'll slow it down a little bit, but it's just a matter of transparency and making it look right when we do stuff, because I've been an advocate in this city about when capital funds are left over from previous projects, that they roll back over into the budget and roll back over into the general fund. This didn't happen on this one. So I want to make sure that if we have extra dollars, that they go back into the general fund, into the capital budget, so that we as a council can see what's there, instead of waiting for somebody to pull it out of a little secret cabinet or something. Let's just be transparent here.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other comments? If not,
I'd like to make a comment. I just wanted to thank Cynthia for your hard work. I know that you presented a few different designs to the mayor and I, since we were the ones that were on the CDBG committee, and you know, we kind of went back and forth and in deciding, and you were a key part in that. So thank you for all your hard work.
thank you. If you could just basically go through so the public then can just see the playground itself, so.
So while she's doing that, I'd like to make a comment if
Yes.
I could, please. So I was really skeptical on this project at the very beginning. I remained having an open mind, and I want to say thank you, Mayor. You and Councilmember Perez both opened my eyes, and I really, really am loving this design. I think this design is really awesome. When I got my agenda and I opened it up to this design, I was really, really excited. So thank you all. Thank you, Councilmember. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Cynthia. And yeah, great job.
Okay, so to take you through the design itself, so these images illustrate the proposed playground layout. The design features wheelchair accessible ramps that allow children to move through much of the playground structure independently. There's key features of the key features of the proposed design are a large 5 to 12-year-old play structure, inclusive freestanding features such as Roxall seesaw, inclusive whirl, inclusive orb, harmonic chimes, jazz combo, concert trio, and sensory wave walls. Ample shaded areas for comfort and heat protection, pour-in-place rubber surfacing for safety and accessibility, educational signage highlighting the benefits of inclusive play. Along the ramps, the wheelchair ramps, you'll see that there are sensory wave walls which foster interaction between children on the ramp and those playing alongside it. Transfer points throughout the structure will allow children using wheelchairs to practice mobility and engage in active play. In this slide, you'll see the inclusive musical whirl or the merry-go-round, which accommodates wheelchairs and allows friends and family to ride together inside or outside of the spinner. Here's a picture of the Roxall seesaw, which is designed for easy wheelchair transfers with a central seat option for additional users. The swing area, which includes traditional swings, a multi-generational swing for parents and children to enjoy together, and adaptive swing for children who need a little extra support. And this section highlights sensory-rich and inclusive features. The roller slide, which is that tan slide you see, is a sensory favorite amongst children with autism. It provides gentle vibrations that enhance engagement and sensory feedback. The rope climber, which is designed with accessible entry points, allowing wheelchair users to play alongside peers while developing their upper body strength. Oversized musical instruments encourage creativity, self-expression, and cooperative play for children of all abilities. And a portion of the playground is designed for our able-bodied users who are looking for more challenging and adventurous play. And that's the design.
Thank you. And this really puts the, it's a state-of-the-art playground that really puts the city of Rialto, continues to put the city of Rialto on the map with positive things that we're doing for the community and making sure that everyone has an opportunity to utilize our facilities, especially for those with disability or autism. So now any kid can come there and utilize it, whether you have a disability or not. You can utilize this park that will be part of the state-of-the-art, and I'm glad that the entire city council is in support of this particular project that will enhance the beautification and the services that we're providing and outreaching. And I'm sure that the Rialto Unified School District and others, we have used facilities and parents have taken their kids outside of the area. Now they'll be able to stay here. We'll probably get a lot more people from the outside that will come and utilize our park, and maybe they'll move into the city of Rialto as well. Thank you. With that comment.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So a couple questions. As far as the turf, what kind of warranty does it have? How many years? Do we have the vendor here?
We do.
Okay. So reason I'm bringing up some of these questions, it has nothing to do with your company, but it has more to do with other companies that we've used in the past, and we've ran into issues with the play areas that were installed incorrectly, and warranties weren't followed up. So there's two things that I want to make sure that happen on this project. In 6 months, I want somebody to come back and give us a report and let us know that everything's working perfectly, that everything was installed properly. I'm sure your company is going to do that, but it's happened in the past where we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and had zero warranty and had no response from the company. So it's not yours, but I want to make sure that we don't fall in that trap, because this just happened a few years ago. So
yeah, no worries. Happy to respond to that. My name is Tyler with Great Western Recreation, and your actual local rep was unfortunately not able to be here today. He's on his honeymoon, so I'm here in his place, and the good news about me is that I can actually tell him, since I'm his boss, that he will need to do that.
I need your number then, before you
call
leave.
me. You could call me.
Leave it with
No,
Melissa.
but yeah, so the warranty kind of depends on the type of surfacing that's being utilized. This particular surfacing is a pour-in-place rubber surfacing. You actually notice in one of the slides back, there's a few things that have been done to kind of help with the longevity of it. They have like these pour-in-place, we call it a high friction areas, like the slide exits and our swings, where they use a TPV material. And I don't know if it's, like you see under the slide there. So the reason why that stands out is it's a TPV material, which the rest of it's an EPDM. The TPV is a smaller granule, and so it's got higher rates against friction, so it's got a longer durability. So that's one of the things they kind of take steps in trying to understand, that there are going to be areas like under swings and under various pieces that may end up getting greater wear and tear, and so that has a higher warranty in that particular area than the others, for example, that don't have that same friction.
So what is the typical life expectancy, and what is the warranty that we're getting?
Great question. So a warranty, the standard warranty is a 5-year warranty. The life expectancy is a lot to do with a variety of factors. UV, so I notice they're putting in freestanding shade structures, so that's going to help with the actual life expectancy of the safety surfacing, because it's going to have more protection against UV. It's all about usage as well. I mean, so there's a lot of different factors that can talk about the life expectancy. Your average life expectancy of a safety surfacing is usually in the 10 to 15 year range of life expectancy. So a warranty is at 5. There are things that the city can do to maintain it at a greater level as well. Like, for example, this is a pour-in-place rubber system. There's a roll coat application that can be done, every 24 months, 48 months, et cetera, that can be applied to that to help kind of rebind it together and extend its lifespan.
And how often is that one recommended?
Manufacturer recommends it every 24 months.
Okay, so can we look at getting more information on that and follow up with that as well? Because they look great for first 24 months, and then it'd be nice to be able to have some kind of a maintenance to extend their life. And that's all the questions I have.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to note, though, you mentioned about the inspection. So it's standard to have a third-party inspector inspect everything once before you open it and install it. But we can do an inspection throughout the duration of the workmanship warranty as well, so at any time.
Great. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor, do you have a comment?
Yes, I have one last comment, sorry, Mayor. We got a little excited about this and didn't let you finish your presentation, but I did want to acknowledge Mayor Pro Tem's comment about transparency. So the big bulk of the funding for this is coming from the CDBG CV funds. Those did have a deadline, so Mayor and I kind of had to move a little fast on repurposing those funds, and so we kind of had to also work with Cynthia and her do her research, so that took a little bit of time as well, but just want to make sure that everyone knows that we had to use those funds by a certain date, so we felt that this was the best option. But you would have gone over all those details had we let you finish, but we got a little excited there, but wanted to make sure that I did state that for purpose of transparency. So thank you for that, Mayor Pro Tem, as well.
Thank you. With that, any other comments? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to tab 5.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and City Council members. Before you tonight for your consideration of adoption are 3 resolutions. Resolution 8426, approving the Memorandum of Understanding for the Rialto Police Benefits Association General Unit. Resolution 8427, approving the Memorandum of Understanding for the Rialto Professional Firefighters Association.
Mr. Mayor, I would move approval of Resolution 8426, 8427, and 8428. And I want to thank the Rialto Police General Unit for negotiating a contract, which I think we all think was a good contract, and also Rialto Professional Firefighters Local 3688 for doing the same.
Thank you. A motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Andy Caraceres. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any oppositions? Hearing none, motion carries. Move on to tab 6.
Mr. Mayor, it's the bottom of the ninth, Blue Jays 6, Dodgers 2, 2 outs.
Can you excuse that last comment? Strike that from the record.
Sorry, Jaramillo.
Item 6.
All right, well, good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of council. Normally, I would have Amparo up here presenting this success to you, but unfortunately, you're stuck listening and looking at.
Can you bring it back in 2 weeks, please?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the item before you requests council's authorization to accept 2 Highway Safety Improvement Program grant awards from Caltrans totaling over $5.1 million and authorizing the city manager to execute all related documents. These 2 grants, which are funded through Caltrans HSIP Cycle 12.
Move approval.
Second. Motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Andy Caraceres. Any discussion? Hearing none. Any opposition? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. That concludes all of the items on the agenda. We'll move on to the report by council members and staff.
Game's over.
We struck that from the record, Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott. Quit rubbing in.
Well, if it's over, we can take our time now.
I had a little bet on this one.
So we'll start with, let's see, who did we start with last time? Oh, we'll start with Councilmember Edward Montoya. Any reports?
Nothing to report, Mayor. I just want to say happy National First Responders Day to all of our first responders here in the city and outside the city as well. And my prayers and condolences to the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department for the deputy they lost yesterday.
Thank you. I think that goes for all of us.
Yeah, could we adjourn in his memory tonight?
Yes, we can. A motion's been made to adjourn in memory of the officer that was killed. Nunes, I believe is his last name.
Andrew Nunes.
Seconded by Andy Caraceres. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, so we will adjourn when we adjourn in memory of him. Next, I'd like to call on Councilmember Carla Perez.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to share that I attended Rialto Unified School District's 18th Annual Family Summit. Mayor was also there. And it was very well attended. It was great to see the school spirit and the support from so many students, family members, parents. It was a great event. They did have guest speaker Julie Chavez Rodriguez, niece of Cesar Chavez, and so I encourage any parents from the district moving forward, next year to attend. They had a lot of vendors and great workshops, and it's, great to see and interact with members of the community and the students from the district. And I'd also like to take a moment to wish Councilmember Andy Carrizales a happy birthday. And that's all from me, Mayor.
You want us to sing, do you?
You started.
Bring the cheerleaders back.
You don't want to hear that.
But your birthday was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, it's Friday.
It's this Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's fantastic.
Halloween.
Oh, wow. Are you going to be dressed up?
No, I'm already scary.
No comment. Next, I'll call on Councilmember Andy Caraceres.
No reports.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have one thing tonight. Kind of in conjunction with the MAD check we gave out today. Every year, MAD has a candlelight vigil that they do in honor of victims and families of victims for drunk and drug drivers. This year, they're doing something different. It's going to be called Illuminate MAD California. And what they're asking is for the cities to illuminate their landmarks with red lighting, also asking residents to illuminate their houses with red lighting. So I'm proposing that we get wild and be in first place as usual with Mad California and light up our city red.
We have already begun.
Great. And we'll do some public service announcements and get the community involved in it. And hopefully, for the holiday season, we will have no drunk driving incidents and certainly no crashes.
That conclude your report? I guess so.
It does.
Okay. Next, I'm up. I'd like to also mention that along with Councilmember Carla Perez, I attended the 18th Annual Family Summit that was held at Carter High School. Yes, there was quite a few parents that were involved. The students were involved all the way from elementary through high school that were involved in it. And we had an excellent speaker by the name of Dr. Julie Chavez Rodriguez. She is the daughter of Cesar Chavez, and I happen to know Cesar Chavez and worked with him on a couple of the projects while I was in the State Assembly, and then also while I was a state senator, and a little bit in Congress before he passed away. But it was an excellent event, and I want to thank Rialto Unified School District for hosting the event and informing the community of how they can get involved in helping a lot of the students not only enhance their own quality of life, but also how they can further their education too as well. Always trying to motivate the kids to say you can be anything you want to be if you work hard at it. So that was the message that was done and said by our speaker. And she used the slogan, "Si se puede," and it can be done. So it's with a matter of encouragement that you can accomplish whatever you want and any career that you want, but just don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Next, I also like to mention that I attended the Teamsters Local 63, the Halloween Truck or Treat. It was well attended by many of the family members who are members of the variety of different unions, not just the Teamsters, but UPS that was involved, and Arrowhead, and many of the other unions that attended. It was well attended. It was held right here at the Bloomington Rialto facility. So I encourage for those of you next year that have an opportunity, go down there and see. And these are our brothers and sisters that provide labor, and without labor, I don't know where we'd be at today. So I want to thank all of the Teamsters and labor for their continued support of our communities and what they do for their families as well. And that concludes my report. So next I'll move on to our city clerk, Barbara McGee.
Just to remind everyone to go out and vote November the 4th. The city clerk's office will be open till 8 o'clock on election night. So, and we have 3 drop boxes throughout the city. And please visit those. If you have any questions, just give the city clerk's office a call. Thank you.
Thank you for that important notice and letting them know that our facilities would be available for them to drop their mail.
Well, we have the 3 boxes they can drop
them
off,
off.
but I'm saying the city clerk's office, we will be in our office till 8 o'clock till polls close.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our city treasurer, Edward Carrillo.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our city manager, Tanya Williams.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have a new face with us this evening, our new Public Works Director, Yaz. I'm going to probably butcher your last name, but Yaz Imrani. He comes to us from the city or the town of Woodside, but he has a lot of significant experience in engineering and public works. He's worked in Southern California as well as Northern California. His first day was yesterday. And I also just would like to thank Tim Sullivan, my Assistant City Manager, who's been wearing many hats for the last few months, being Public Works Director and ECM, and so I know he's very excited to have the support as well. So thank you for joining us, Yaz. We're excited to have you.
Thank you. Next, I would have had the Chief of Police, but in his place is Captain Nelson.
Sir, I'll keep it brief. Good evening, Mayor, members of council. Just going to give a brief update on our Pride Platoon program. We just began our 8th week. Last week, we took the kids to the Museum of Tolerance. Great trip that they got a lot out of. But there was a really cool moment at the end of it that I think is worth talking about. we brought the kids back and we dropped them off at the city clerk's office parking lot to their parents. And while I was standing there talking to the city clerk, a mother ran up and she was excited and I thought she was going to give me a hug. So I reached out to give her a hug and she blew right by me and gave the city clerk a hug. So,
of course.
What I found out was that child had been through her First 5 program where he learned to ride a bike, learned to swim and do those types of things. And now he's with us learning leadership skills. So I think it's just a good reminder of what our youth programs do for our community members. And then on Saturday, we competed against the FLIP program, which is Fontana's version of our program. And I'm proud to say that the Pride Platoon came out victorious. But it was a great day. We tried to teach them the competitive mindset and going out there and working hard and being a team, and they took all that in and they won the competition. So that's all I have to report.
Is your new building on schedule?
I believe so, sir.
Good, thank you.
Next, I'd like to have our acting fire chief, Jensen.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to recognize and congratulate 2 firefighter paramedics, Christian Klein and Sean Cowling, for being promoted to engineers. So,
great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on the Assistant City Manager, Tim Sullivan.
I miss all the titles already.
Well, I couldn't give you the other one because you have the new one that's right behind you.
We still got your number.
Oh, I know, on speed dial. So keep it really short. I just wanted to thank all the Rialto residents that participated in the quarterly cleanup over the weekend. It is a lot easier to bring your items to us, whether it's HHW or the quarterly cleanup. We pretty much take everything, shred personal documents and so forth. And also, it's a lot cheaper to come give it to us legally than leaving it on the side of the road.
Amen.
So please continue to keep Rialto clean, and thank you once again for everybody that participated.
Our new Public Director of Maintenance and Facility, would you like to make a comment? And then we've got to learn to pronounce your name, too, as well.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of City Council. I'm very excited to be here in Rialto and start work here. Rialto is a great city. It's got a great team. I've been fortunate in the past couple of days going around and meeting with some of my colleagues and staff, and of course public works staff. So I'm very excited to hit the ground running and help move the City Council's vision and City Manager's vision forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
And in terms of the pronunciation, I say it's Emrani. It rhymes with Armani without the money.
Oh. Okay, thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our Director of Community Development, Christina Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on our Finance Director, Scott William.
Thank you, Mayor. No report.
Shaima Karen, our Director.
Nothing to report, sir.
Thank you. And that concludes our reports, unless anybody else would. Oh, Eric Vale, Art.
Cynthia.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia, you know.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing to report.
Okay. The only thing I'd like to say to our attorney is hopefully that we can have that workshop on the new legislation that comes up, because I think that's very important for all the members on the council, whether they're running for office or not running for office, just to know what the new law will be based on contributions. So
we will get that out to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, I'd like to call on, and I'm sorry, Cynthia, I apologize. I was just so excited because we passed the playground, so I figured, hey, well, that's pretty good, you know. But I'd like to call on our Director of Parks and Recreation, Cynthia Alvarez.
No worries. Here's what's going on in Rialto. So October, the Teen Center donation drive is finishing up this week. You can donate new socks, beanies, and blankets for our at-risk youth. Teen Center Halloween Hangout will be on Wednesday, October 29th at the Teen Center from 3 to 6. They'll be doing Halloween games and pumpkin carving. Halloween Nightmare Senior Dance will be Thursday, October 30th at Grace Vargas Senior Center from 3 to 6 p.m. Halloween hijinks will be this Friday, October 31st, here at the Rialto Civic Center from 5:30 to 9:30. November swim lesson registration will open up Saturday, November 1st at 8 a.m., both online or in person at Tom Sawyer Pool. Youth Sports Playoffs begins November 7th for volleyball and November 8th for basketball at the Carl Johnson Gym. Joe Sampson Park Cleanup will be on Saturday, November 8th at Joe Sampson Park, 8 to 12. Volunteers are needed, so all of the high school students, if any of you are watching, please come get your hours signed off. We got you. Carnival Senior Social, Thursday, November 13th at Grace Vargas Senior Center from 2 to 5 p.m. And then, of course, your save the dates. Our Friendsgiving Senior Turkey Raffle will be Monday, November 24th at the Grace Vargas Senior Center. It starts at 11:30. It's a.m., not p.m. Fitness Center Turkey Burn will be Saturday, November 29th at Rialto Fitness and Aquatic Center from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And our Holiday Festival and Parade will be Saturday, December 6th here at the Rialto Civic Center from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m.
Thank you very much. And that concludes the report by members of the council and staff members too as well from the various departments. Thank you very much. Have a happy and a safe Halloween. We know that we're going to have our trunk or treat on Friday. So the community is welcome to attend along with your children. But be safe, as the Mayor Pro Tem stated. Make sure that you watch how much you drink, and if you're drinking, make sure you call for a designated driver to take you home.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. With that, that concludes a report. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A motion's been made by Mayor Pro Tem Ed Scott, seconded by Councilmember Carla Perez. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any oppositions? Hearing none. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.